It is Wednesday, about lunchtime. We thought we'd have the cab on Monday night, then Tuesday night, then today by lunchtime, and that didn't happen. However, what has happened is we've had FedEx and UPS showing up today for things they should have delivered 2 days ago. So now we have the correct wiring harness for our Holley Terminator X, which is good news because Colin is jumping on that to wire up the engine. Andrew has just killed it on this 3-inch stainless exhaust system, which should never fit a truck like this because this truck is body dropped. It is designed to have the frame rails sit flat on the ground. And so fitting a 3-inch stainless exhaust in here was not easy, but he is doing it. Cotton and Newbern have killed it on the hardline plumbing. I expect in the next couple hours, we will have the cab on here. Once the cab is on here, everybody gets motivated again because these dudes are tired, they're hungry. I haven't fed them nothing in 3 days because I'm trying to keep them hungry like a pit bull. You know, they're ready to bite each other's faces off. I don't care as long as the truck runs. I might let them drive it, maybe. Probably not. I'll probably just, truck runs, later bells, out of here, you know, and they can eat each other at that point. Sorry, that was my inner monologue. I didn't even think that was coming on the outside. No, I love them all. I gotta be honest. This would never happen without these fellas. I would never build a stainless exhaust as quick or as nice as this. This truck would never get wired as well as it's about to get wired thanks to Colin. And it just flat out wouldn't happen without Cotton and Newbern here. So after years of this truck not moving, it's finally happening thanks to this amazing group of people and WireCare, who gave us every scrap of wiring to bring this thing to life and sponsored every video we're dropping this week. So thanks to WireCare, thanks to all these guys. Please like and subscribe to this video. That was the longest intro ever. We probably can't even use it. I should just start over.
I thought it was good.
Oh, okay, good.
I wasn't recording either, anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, it was great. I'm warmed up now then. That's perfect. I'm gonna go make a sandwich.
What do we have? It's like Christmas. It's, you know what this is? It's like 17 pounds of wiring and computing power that's gonna make your truck go fast. That's what this is. This is good stuff here. The Terminator X-Max by Holley EFI. This will give you drive-by-wire capability for any LS/LT engine. Basically good to go. So you've got a supercharged, direct-injected, drive-by-wire manual transmission vehicle. Although if you wanted to run a 4L, you could, no problem. You can do trans control on this. You can do nitrous, you can do traction control, you can do, the sky is the limit. These are great little tools and I'm a huge fan. Pretty simple, it's like a 4-wire hookup when all is said and done. Power and ground, switch power, fuel pump out. Everything else, you're good to go. This is the setup. We're gonna bolt this on today. I'm looking forward to it.
I'd like to put the cab on the truck today. Before we do that, we need to finalize all the plumbing front to back. Certain race series actually require you to run hard lines the majority of the way. You can't run a soft rubber line from the back of your vehicle to the front. So we're going with Earl's Performance Plumbing. Not only do they make the soft line, the steel braided, the black stuff, the Teflon, you know, everything that's safe for E85, they also make hard lines out of aluminum and stainless steel. We're gonna use stainless steel for our hydraulic lines, our brake lines, our fuel lines, and maybe part of the way for our intercooler. And right now, Newbern is gonna show us how to properly cut and flare a 1/2-inch diameter stainless steel hardline.
We had to order a 37-degree flaring tool because your tool from Eastwood doesn't do 1/2-inch. It does 37 degree, but doesn't go up to 1/2-inch.
Goes up to 3/8. It'll do little ones on up to 3/8, but it won't do the big stuff.
And then your old school flaring tool like this one does 45 degrees. So we were kind of screwed yesterday.
And 37 degrees, your garden variety AN or hydraulic fitting flare. That's the angle of the taper.
So right now we're gonna use a fine tooth hacksaw blade.
32 teeth per inch.
We're gonna put it in here. And what this will do, it gives you a straight edge to cut next to ensure you got a nice straight line to start with. Then we'll go back with a file, deburr it, make sure it's nice and clean, and then we'll put our flare on it.
And you want to be careful not to cut the hard line too close to a bend. Otherwise, you won't be able to get the olive on there and flare it. It's just a bad.
Yeah, you got a sleeve on here, and if you go back too far, it will not go around this bend, so you've just screwed yourself. So we've left enough area here to put it in this, to flare it, and have our sleeve behind it.
And FYI, you need a pretty good flaring tool to do stainless. Stainless work hardens as it gets hot, and this stuff is difficult to flare, but this tool might do it. It's really tiny, I don't know. We may be buying another one of these.
Stuff's hard to bend too. Like, I actually had to bend this in our hydraulic bender.
Right.
So, but like the 1/4 inch and the 3/16 lines that we have on the truck now, we were doing that with a little handheld bender, you know, but this stuff here is tough.
Dave's cut it off flush. That's what it's gonna look like when you do it properly. The hacksaw really is a great way of doing that. Now you file the outside, deburr the inside, and then flare it.
For people that are building LT engines, direct injection, LT1, LT4, LT5. So you've gotten one from a junkyard, you bought one from GM Performance, your grandmother gave you one. Before you go get your Holley EFI harness, which is what you're gonna wanna do, that's what you wanna use when you put one of these together. Come to the back of the engine, take this connector off. There are either 4 wires or 3 wires. So there is an early and a late. It is critical that you know which one you have because they are not compatible. And switching the actual parts over on the direct injection system is not something you want to do. Make sure you order the right harness. This one is the early one. It's got 4 pins on it. So the Holley harness we have is perfect, plugs right in. You can do the same thing if you have the late one, LT1, LT4, LT5. They're all the same. Before you order that part, take a look at that.
Parts are about to go on, and I believe they will stay on. We are ready to put the supercharger back on the LT4. Colin is going to explain to you the wiring mods we made to the Terminator X harness and why we have wires running under our blower in the valley there.
The harness is kind of a universal harness for an LT engine. So it's designed for both an LT1, an LT4, and an LT5, depending on what you've ordered. There are sensors all over this engine, including underneath the supercharger and some in the front here. This engine is drive-by-wire also, and we're gonna obviously keep that. A couple things that don't get used when you use the Holley system. For example, displacement on demand, which is a system that GM uses for fuel mileage. We're not gonna use that anymore.
No, I want all the displacement at all times.
Right. We want full power at all times, yeah, without question, right? The other thing is just cleanliness. I don't want wires going everywhere. So it was easier to route a couple of the sensor wires, coolant temp, oil pressure, and the drive-by-wire throttle under the supercharger, which is not very hard to take off. We should be good to go. We're just gonna put it on. Hopefully this is for the last time. We'll keep it nice and clean. Don't want any wires near the exhaust. I just don't want stuff everywhere. I want to keep it nice and tight.
Let's put the blower on.
Let's do it.
Here we go. Oh yeah, there we go. It's so crazy that that's a supercharger right there.
Yeah.
And it's only this long.
Air is drawn in here, comes in under here and gets pushed out here. It does this little turn, it goes right into the port. So these are your intercoolers. And this is cool, this is the bypass. So when you're rolling down the road and you're 6th gear, you know, and you got decent gearing, your mileage is actually gonna be pretty good. I mean, like, really good.
I don't even know what that means, mileage. Everything I rate is in miles per gallon.
I'd be shocked if it doesn't get over 20.
That's 2 digits.
Has that
Twice.
ever happened?
No. 2
So
digits.
before we bolt it down, we'll just check what we did, which is this harness. It's just now running back here, and it's all nice and clean. We got lots of room. I can actually see it.
EFI right here. Oh boy. Okay. Little history lesson here. This is an aluminum Blazer style gas tank that I got from Brothers Trucks way back in 2007. We modified it here recently with a new top and a new sending unit and a brand new Holley 12-147 fuel pump. This is a fuel pump module. It's designed to go in the top of an aftermarket fuel cell, and they sell these whether you have a 6-bolt flange, a 10-bolt, a 12-bolt, even a 24-volt mounting flange. They have these for. This actually has 2 fuel pumps built inside of it, which is why there's 4 wires. This will support up to 2,200 carbureted horsepower, naturally aspirated, or 1,750 EFI, naturally aspirated horsepower. So it is plenty for our 650 horsepower supercharged LT4 motor. Obviously, we went bigger just in case it doesn't stay a 650 horsepower motor. Great thing about this is you can wire this up in stages using the Terminator X. We can have one fuel pump come on just to run the truck normally, no boost. As soon as it sees a little more boost, it can turn on the second fuel pump. That way you're not running both pumps all the time, heating up the fuel in the fuel cell. Another cool thing about this is it has a filler cap built into it for putting gas in this, so you don't need one anywhere else here. And it's got a -10 feed and a -8 return. We've plumbed the fuel system using Earl's stainless steel hardline up to this point. At that point, we'll have a union and it'll go to a soft line, something that's PTFE line that'll be good for E85 or any fuel that has ethanol in it these days. It'll last. So I'm gonna bolt this down. We'll start wiring it up, and I know I keep saying this, but I think the cab's gonna go on soon.
We're redoing the fuel lines on the back of this, doing a return line, making the bracket for the bolt fitting. The feed lines worked, brake lines are done, everything's plumbed.
Time to mount the electronics. This is just one of the 2 control boxes for the Holley EFI. This is the direct injection box. This piggybacks and plugs right into the Terminator X ECU. I'm gonna mount them on the core support of the truck, which is not common, but I'm doing it for a couple of reasons. By putting these 2 boxes in the engine compartment, all the wiring goes straight to the motor. It doesn't have to go through the firewall. The only thing that will go through the firewall is the wiring for our drive-by-wire pedal. So instead of having a giant grommet or several grommets, we're just gonna have one grommet. Not so bad. I'm gonna isolate this from the vibrations by putting behind it this foam rubber, which you'll notice is nothing more than a fender cover, because that's what I have today. Sorry, Summit Racing, but we're cutting you up for a good cause. I learned this from Newbern. And I don't have a lot of clearance for this to mount, so instead of using thicker rubber that I have here, I'm just going to use this because this will dampen some of the vibration, and it's less than 1/8 of an inch thick. All I'm going to do here, put that there. I'm going to use a silver Sharpie to trace the holes, which that has no hope of ever reaching the bottom there. Let me find something else to trace the holes. Don't even move. You just stay rolling. I got this. You don't even turn the camera off. I got this. We have the tools. These are called transfer punches. A point on one end, and the barrel of every one of these, the shaft, is an exacting size, so you can find whatever size hole you want, slide that in there, and it will stay steady, it will stay centered, and it will perfectly mark the center of the hole. There we go, bingo. Line that up right there. Boom. Once you've marked the holes, all we're gonna do is take this gasket punch right here, put it right over the hole, twist it, and look at that, a perfect hole. This works for cork, cardboard, gasket material, whatever you got. So I'll put 4 holes in this, cut the diameter out, and then we have a good place to isolate this from the harsh vibrations of the rope. It's getting real now. Gary's in here, putting a windshield in, and after that's done, the cab goes on.
Thank God.
It's getting real, Cotton.
Okay, we're gonna get in.
It's getting real.
Real
Real crazy.
Lockwood. No, it's
Flintlock Wood.
It's going good. Okay, so you guys got to lift high and then go straight forward.
Yep.
You guys are doing good. Ready? On a count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Watch the
Guys,
cart.
this is easy. Look at that.
We put both the tall guys.
I would say Colin's over there looking like. Okay, keep going straight forward. You guys are doing good. Go team, go.
Are we up high enough?
You're up high enough. Just keep going straight. Keep going. Keep going. Go over toward Mike. Okay. Do you see that shifter in there? Yep.
I
Okay.
don't know where the holes are. I can't see anything.
It's okay. We just got to get it down first.
Cotton was supposed to line us up.
I just did.
We can move it from there.
Cab's on. Dude!
Progress. Yeah. This is great. Windshield.
Look at that. We're not gonna have to wear full face helmets to drive it.
Boy, I can't wait till you get that first welding splatter on it.
Look at this. It's happening. It is the end of day 3, and look, it looks like a truck now. All downhill from here. All these little things that we had to do to overcome to just put this on. All the plumbing, the wiring, the fabrication, exhaust, that is all buttoned up. And so now it's just make it run. Put pieces on and leave them on. It's gonna be amazing. I wanna thank WireCare for this video. This whole week is brought to you guys by them. Like I said before, every scrap of wiring in this truck came from them. They made it possible to do this whole thing. I also want to thank Christopher Reed, our new editor, who is straight up killing it. We are literally making a video nearly every day this week, and he is turning them around fast, and you guys can actually hear my voice for once. That's all thanks to him. We'll see you maybe tomorrow? I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Look at this. This resembles a pickup again. Cab is back on. It's so cool. Can't wait to drive it. Thanks to these dudes right here. Milkshake celebration, fellas. See, all the boys in the yard.
Damn right. Better than yellow.
Cousin Eddie approves. Where you can't run a soft rubber line front to back in your race car. I guess that turned off again, because why not?
The camera knew. It was like, yo, you're running this on. You suck.
It's gonna be one take and it just shut off.
That's what happens when you suck. Another segment here.
We didn't know. Sorry about that.
Chris, take 3. David Newberg, just
God, that poor editor, man. I can't even imagine what he goes through.